You probably would have taken many high-stakes exams where it seems like your whole life depends on the score you get. I mean, good grades equal everything. Straight A's. And those impressively high SAT scores, they're like golden tickets to the world of elite colleges and prestigious careers. But have you ever wondered if the highest grade is the only path to living happily ever after? If the stress, anxiety, and self-doubt worth it? More importantly, if a flawless 4.0 GPA truly guarantees success later in life? Were the billionaires like Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, or other countless millionaires top students of their time? I'll answer that in a minute, but first I want to show you some eye-opening sets of researches we came across. Welcome to another episode of Winning at Life. The US grading system has been around for over a century, designed to measure academic achievement. But lately, it feels like something's changed.
I'm now not going to Durham, which was my dream uni, and I'm not doing the course I wanted to do because of this. And I know that I would have been able to get in if I had done those exams.
Grades have transformed into this looming cloud of anxiety, casting a shadow over our every move. There's this eye-opening study from the University of Michigan back in 2002 that found a staggering 80% of students tied their very self-worth to their grades. The lower the grades, the deeper the plunge into a pit of self-doubt and shattered confidence. And trust me, self-esteem isn't the only thing that takes a beating. Research shows that chasing after perfect grades discourages creativity and reduces academic risk-taking. Over time, some kids even lose their desire to learn, with their only motivation being to study just enough to ace the next test. The constant quest for perfect grades can lead to high stress and mental health problems. A recent study by New York University's College of Nursing tracked students attending highly selective private high schools, and 80% of students reported feeling a great deal of stress or somewhat stressed on a daily basis. Some students feel the need to resort to cheating to boost their GPAs. In a national survey of 24,000 students from 70 high schools, 64% admitted to cheating on a test. Now, before looking at success in the real world, let's just quickly see if highest scores matter in college. Many of you would have taken the college entrance exams like the SAT and ACT, and you would probably know that getting top score here is necessary to get into top colleges. You'd think that students with the highest scores would automatically do better in college? Well, turns out that's not always the case. In 2014, there was this huge study with over 123,000 students attending universities. And guess what? When it came to grades and graduation rates, those SAT and ACT scores didn't really matter. It was the students who had genuine interest in the subject and more conceptual problem-solving abilities who did better in college than the top SAT scorers. An assessment done throughout the year shows hard work and commitment, while a single test like SAT only reflects how you did on that specific afternoon. It's like a plot twist that challenges what we think about success in academics. Now, what about success in the real world and in life generally? Do top academic achievers go on to have disproportionately more success than their peers? A Boston College researcher tracked over 80 valedictorians over 14 years to find out how they fared in the real world. Overall, the best and brightest ended up as well-adjusted, successful adults with professional careers. However, none of them were categorized as visionaries or trailblazers. This is because college gives you the basic education, but it doesn't teach you to handle various situations and curveballs that the real world throws at you. It doesn't teach you how money actually works. You just learn that by making mistakes or learning from successful people. That's why we put in some time to learn from some top financial advisors and compiled a list of things that schools don't teach you about money. You can find that video on our channel page if you haven't watched it. But the interesting thing is, many of the valedictorians admitted that they weren't the smartest students. Instead, they described themselves as the hardest workers who gave the teachers what they wanted, rather than exploring the material on a deeper level and taking risks. By the way, you're missing out if you haven't subscribed yet. Now, if grades don't correlate with long-term success and they take a toll on well-being, is there a better approach? Well, let me tell you about Finland. You would have heard of Finland, but you probably don't know much about its education system. In a worldwide study of student assessment, Finland constantly ranks at or near the top in academic achievement, far ahead of the US. In Finland, tests and grades play a much smaller role, yet Finland's education system is still credited as one of the best in the world. 93% of students graduate from academic or vocational secondary schools. For the first 6 years of school in Finland, there's no measure of a student's academic abilities. The only standardized test given is a final exam at the end of senior year in high school. Yet, Finland students consistently rank in the top 10 in the world for academic performance year over year. A growing number of educators in the US are calling for new ways to teach kids. Instead of simply memorizing information, experts say kids need to learn to think for themselves and develop the motivation to succeed. Tests and grades are unavoidable for most American students, but they aren't everything. For many, the key to success will be finding a lifelong passion for learning that extends beyond good grades, test scores, and graduation day. And that is exactly the reason why you may have come across someone who is incredibly successful and happens to be a millionaire. You ask them about their educational background, and to your surprise, they reveal that they dropped out of college and didn't even have remarkable grades in high school. Instead, they invested their time and energy into pursuing their passion for technology or something they were passionate about, got really good at it, and started their own business at a young age. They honed their skills, networked with like-minded individuals, and took calculated risks. And fast forward to the present, they are now a tech mogul, or a big shot in their field, disrupting the industry and making a significant impact. This example showcases that academic achievements aren't the sole determinants of success for the wealthy. They have a different perspective. They focus on developing other skills and qualities that are equally important in life, like networking, entrepreneurship, and creativity. School grades may not be the top priority for them because they have different avenues to explore. It's all about understanding that success can be defined in various ways, and for the rich, it goes beyond just those A's on a report card. But beware, this does not mean that education is useless and one should not get educated. Education is something that goes way beyond just school and grades. Education equips individuals with fundamental knowledge, critical thinking skills, and a broad understanding of the world. It fosters personal growth, expands horizons, and opens doors to a wide range of opportunities. So even though the rich may have different perspectives, it doesn't diminish the significance of education in shaping individuals and society as a whole. If you have anything to add or say, drop it in the comments. See you in the next video.